Thank you for joining me today on the Espresso with Omar podcast. I am your host, Omar, and I have one goal for today, and that is to give you a strong, short, and bold espresso shot of motivation for your morning, for your day, and for your week. So thank you. And today, I want to talk to you about gratitude, or better yet, how ungrateful we are sometimes when we have so many things to be grateful for. We live great lives with so many things to be grateful for, and we have decided to forget about the things that are wonderful in our lives and only think about the things that make us feel a little bit uncomfortable. Therefore, we are ungrateful. I want to start this episode with an egg story. You heard that right, an egg story. And I want to ask you a question. When was the last time you went to the grocery store and you bought some eggs? If you're like me, you like to lift weights, you like to work out, you're into fitness or into a healthy lifestyle, it is not uncommon that you're going into a grocery store, whether it's a Costco, whether it's a Food for Less, a John's, a Vaughn's, a Vallarta, and getting yourself some eggs. The last few years, the egg has really become an epitome, a symbol of American economy. And where I'm living at in Southern California, in the San Fernando Valley, in the 818 Van Nuys, California, this has been a big conversation. It's not uncommon for you to meet someone and the conversation to be, have you noticed the prices on eggs? I think even in the political space, one of the current president's talking points at one point was bringing the price of eggs down again. So this has been an ongoing conversation about eggs. So I want to start with a story about eggs to really highlight today's episode. So I want you to think, when's the last time you went into a grocery store and bought eggs? Not only do I want you to think about the last time you went in and bought eggs, I want you to think about all the times in your life that you've bought eggs. How does that go? You probably walk into a store, you go to the egg section, look at the prices, complain, wow, these eggs, they're expensive. A dozen eggs, maybe do some calculations. I'm paying $2 per egg. This is horrible, whatever that conversation is. Or maybe you go in and you go, yes, there are some eggs. I really need some eggs for my week. And you grab some. When is the last time that you got home when you bought eggs and you opened them up to put them into your fridge and noticed that you had an egg that was broken? I want you to really think about that. When's the last time you bought some eggs, came home, and saw that one of them was cracked? Now that you have that visual, that memory, maybe you're struggling to find that last time that happened, I want you to wonder how inconvenient or how difficult or how bothersome would your life be if every time you bought eggs, 1 dozen, 2 dozens, however many you buy, you had to accept the fact that there would be one egg that was broken every time. So every time you go to the grocery store, you were guaranteed to come home and find one egg that was broken. Would you accept this deal? Would you accept this trade off of buying an egg knowing that every time you came home, one of them was broken? How about 2 eggs? How about 3? Wherever your cutoff is, whether it's at 1, whether it's at 2, whether it's at 3, this conversation really highlights how infrequent it is for our eggs that we buy at the grocery store to be broken when we come home. The fact that maybe when you think back to the last time one of them was broken, it wasn't every single time or every other time or once every 3 times that you bought eggs. is kind of miraculous if you think about how eggs are brought to you and I. So let's think about that for a little. You're telling me that there's a farm somewhere out in the middle of farmland with chickens on it that are laying eggs in their little hen houses. A human being goes out there, gets that egg out of this chicken's butt after it's been laid, puts it into a basket, puts it into some kind of container, walks with them, puts them in another container for them to be picked up by another human being that's going to load them on the truck, put them on this truck, and ride for an hour, maybe 2 hours, and get to its destination, a grocery store, where a 18, 19, 20, 21-year old, another human, is going to come grab those eggs from this big truck that just traveled for hours after being literally grabbed after a chicken laid it, grab the eggs that are there for delivery on inventory day that they probably hate because it's really early in the morning, put them into the grocery store fridges after they've already been packaged and assembled, and for you and I to show up to the grocery store and grab them, and within 90% success rate, that every single one of those eggs are going to be ready to be eaten when you get home. Not cracked, not spoiled, sometimes not even frozen from all the refrigeration that it needs to go through to get to us. And we would not accept a deal of every time we bought eggs and brought them home, one of them be broken. The next time you're getting yourself an egg, the next time you're making breakfast, the next time you're going into the grocery store and you're checking your eggs before you buy them, and you see that none are cracked, understand that is a moment for you to be grateful. That is a moment for you to appreciate your place in the world and in life. Because that egg has to undergo an entire journey of handling, of placement, of packaging, of refrigeration, of unloading and offloading to get to you. And we want to complain about so many things in our lives when in that simple egg story, there is so much to be grateful for. We are ungrateful. We are so ungrateful that it's killing our drive. It's killing our abilities to be better, to grow, to think about better ways to problem solve and introduce solutions to very real world problems that are going on all around us. Because we are complaining about our situation and our lives and the things that are annoying and bringing discomfort to us when there is so much to be grateful for. I'm from Van Nuys, California, the San Fernando Valley, Southern California, and I understand on a deep level how much I have to be grateful for. But there's still moments that I catch myself being ungrateful and complaining about things that are really not worth complaining or reminiscing or thinking about on a day in and day out basis. Traffic, morning traffic, Mondays, Wednesdays, the fact that the weekend is over, because your favorite item that is always at the store when you go to buy it is no longer there because they haven't ordered it. Go to a doctor's appointment and miss a day of work and have the doctor tell you that you need to go to the gym and work out and eat healthier. And you decide, no, that is too difficult. Look, my life is so difficult as it is. How am I supposed to go to the gym, eat healthy, go to sleep early, wake up early, eat my vegetables, eat clean, drink water, complaining, when there is so much that we have grateful for. There is power in recognizing the things that you have to be grateful for. There is power in understanding that there are blessings in your life. There is power in switching your perspective into one where no matter what are the things that are annoying you and inconveniencing you, you can still take a pause and take a breath and find something to be grateful for. So the next time you're driving yourself to a grocery store and you're going to buy yourself some eggs, I hope this story reminds you and brings pause to your life to be grateful. I hope it reminds you that there's a lot of blessings in your life and there's a lot of systems around you that are bringing you some kind of blessing that we are taking for granted. This has been Espresso with Omar Podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a short episode talking about gratitude through the lens of an egg and its transition from the chicken's butt to your plate, and how because of that, there is so much that we can be grateful for. So I want to leave you with a challenge for today. I want you to think wherever you are about 3 things that you have that you can be grateful for in this moment. I don't need you to write them down. I don't need you to tell them to anybody. I just want you to think about them and remember that. So as you start your day, as you end your day, as you continue in your day, you can approach life with a sense of gratitude, with a sense of understanding that life is not always perfect, but you can still find things to be grateful for. Thank you so much.